morning, dear ladies, dear gentlemen. My name is Stefan Hellbardt, and I have the honor to present to you today in the next 20 minutes a bit about airless dispensing. You realize the growing confidence in airless dispensing, and that's part of what you're going to learn in the next 20 minutes. Growing confidence is not just delivering the right package, but also being on your side as a customer to bring your product successful to the market. My name, like I said, Stefan Hellbardt, Vice President Business Development at Aptar Pharma. I take care specifically for all drugs which go on the skin, and so we have a broader view globally on how we can provide or leverage our possibilities to help you in your programs. With me is Thomas Hauser. He's Director of Business Development of Mega, which is known as well, and you're going to learn across the presentation what happened within the last couple of months. Maybe a short course around airless dispensing, just to make sure we're talking about the right things. I found that quite appealing. Airless dispensing ensures that just after closing the system, there is no air contact with the contained product until it comes out of the packaging, so it's dispensed to the patient or client or user in the end. So just have no air in. And I think that's one of the principles, air out. Keep the air out of the package. Keep the air out of contact of the product as far as possible. And during use, that means the evacuated content is not replaced by air coming in, like for a nasal spray, for instance, or a spray formulation. So you need to compensate for that, and that's usually moving parts, and we're going to learn in a minute what those moving parts might be. That also ensures that the pump body is always in the product, which makes it very good, because then the pump does what it should. It pumps the product out of the package. What is the principle? It is not only for semi-solid, it's also for liquid. Airless dispensing can be done in liquids and semi-solids. There are metered or non-metered products on the market, so delivering a dose or just giving control how much you dispense. And usually the principles of compensating parts are either a pouch or a sliding piston. And we can go through that list here. Toe piston systems, for instance, you see basically, you can't hardly see, the piston is moving up while the product goes out. You have a pouch system where the pouch collapses while the product goes out. The bag-on valve is a pressurized system, but in its essence it's also an airless system because the pouch is forced to collapse and driving the product out of the package. And then you have systems combining, for instance, a spray pump with a pouch and bottle system. Why do we talk about that in topical dermatology, which is a bit like my home area? Usually in topical dermatology, you have liquid systems, about 11% on the market. You have powder systems for foot fungus, for instance, treatment. You have wetting areas of the skin you want to keep dry. You have specialized like patch systems. But in essence, 80% of the market is semi-solid, and a lot of things is in tubes. If you look into the total market size, and that's a bit like of Aptar Pharma Intelligence we did, we're talking about 60 billion units per year in the entire worldwide market for topical dermatology. If we look into dispensing systems, it's much, much less. It's about 40 to 45 million, which are annually sold into that market. So there's room to grow. I'm not saying that we're going to change all the 60 billion, but there's room to grow for your products within this niche of dispensing of semi-solid products, topical products. Let's quickly talk about the benefits of airless dispensing. Why is that a good idea in the end to change or maybe develop a new product into airless system? You have no contact of sensitive bulks with air. That's the heart of an airless system, air out. With a robust container, you have a good protection on impact and usually have a good protection on light. You can even drive that further, like I said, from top to bottom, from tip to toe, have no contact of your bulk with air. There are products in the market where you have basically a tip seal in that dispensing orifice. This is just an enlarged version of one of our actuators, where it's really blocking the air to come in while the product is not in use. It opens up when you dispense, it closes immediately when you go back. So you don't have any air in contact which might dry in the actuator, for instance. The other thing is, if semi-solids, you have often like drying, clogging, discoloration. That will not happen with those type of dispensers. And the last thing is, you have a very nice and clean dispensing because it cuts the product path. You can wipe it off, and then it's very clean package in the end. So there's a couple of nice benefits to the end consumer as well. It's very much about convenience and cleanliness in dispensing. You like the package. It's convenience, like I said, you have a low number of priming strokes. The package starts to work right away. You have a consistent dose over the lifetime of the product, and then if the package is really empty, it's really empty. If you throw it away, it's really restitution rate is very, very good, and the package is empty. Consider there is no effort to do so because the package does that on its own. It's different maybe for a tube or a bottle where you need to shake down the product to get the end out, or maybe some people even cut the tubes to get out the last minute of product. That's not an issue with an airless dispensing system. The other thing is you can use it all the way around. Consider a skin treatment that might be not only on your hand, that might be on your foot or your knee. So if you put it upside down, it needs still to function, and that's no issue with an airless system. It functions all the way around. Don't worry about that. So it's really, really convenient. And then we have on-the-go packaging sizes, small packaging sizes, which fits into your pocket or travels with you when you're going on a sports, on an exercise. It travels with your sport bag. It doesn't break. Like I said, it's a solid container we are using, and there's no issue of breaking or squeezing. Aptar is known as a leader in dispensing solutions. There's a huge variety we are offering to the market, but like we started off, we're talking about airless dispensing, and if you talk about airless dispensing, you need to think about Mega Airless. Mega Airless has been a market leader, or is a market leader, an absolute expert in airless dispensing. They are working on piston systems in the market. They just deliver more than 30 years of experience in that particular expertise niche. They are all plastic airless piston systems. Not only that they are experts, they deliver that expertise to the market. They have brand references in all regulated markets. They have manufacturing presence in Europe and North America. And they really deliver. They have more than 150 million units sold into the market annually. Not only the healthcare market, but other areas as well. Now with this event, the CPhI, Mega Pharma and Healthcare will develop into Aptar Pharma because Aptar was lucky to buy Mega Airless at the beginning of the year. So we're going to develop Mega Airless and embrace it into our organization with Aptar Pharma. And my colleague, Thomas Hauser, will talk about what we can deliver from that expertise.
Hello, and no, it's not good morning anymore. It's good afternoon from my side. So now we are looking a little bit in the technical advantages and technical features you will find with airless. And in effect, what Stefan has already said, we will try, and we will definitely do in the future, leverage the Aptar expertise in pharma with the Mega Airless technology, which is a little bit, which has been developed about 30 years ago, and which has really found a good foothold in the marketplace. So there is a long-term experience in the primary packaging with airless, in food, essentially in beauty packaging, so cosmetics, dermacosmetics, and as well in pharma, so including Rx drugs. We are showing a global coverage, definitely with production facilities in Europe, in North America, and as well in Asia. We have a very proven regulatory experience with a lot of experience there, essentially when it goes into DMFs in the major markets. We have technical and laboratory supports for development projects as well on different sites for the technology. And essentially, we have a strong commitment to R&D. That means we are not standing still on the technology where we are today, but we are trying to move as well the technology forward to even answer more of the requirements which we see in the pharmaceutical market. So what kind of things does airless make things a little bit special in this way? Something we have from the Mega Airless legacy is the mix and match system. That means we have different shapes, different container sizes, different actuators, which we can really combine into a container, into a system, which is to the customer's requirements. As well, we have top and bottom fill options. That means no matter what kind of filling line you may have in this way, there's a way how to fill airless. As well, we have some dosed and non-dosed systems. So that's very important too, that there is a dosing, that there's a certain quantity you can be sure that will come out of the system. And we are setting the benchmark with that in both regulated and OTC markets. So that means we have our systems, our airless systems, placed in RX markets for products. We have set a benchmark in putting the first child-resistant airless dispenser on the market. So that means we are going traditionally in market where you find only tubes or where you find products, packaging products which cannot be dosed really. So with airless, you have a different, we bring it on a different level. So for a brief introduction into what is top fill, what is bottom fill, what does it mean? For a top fill dispenser system, you see here, basically it comes in two pieces. If you understand me like that too, I think. It comes in two pieces. It matches common filling line. You basically fill from the top. Inside you have the piston, which is inside the container here. And you have two options, which come from different technologies, different legacies. One is spring-loaded, or you have an all-plastic version where you have basically working with a plastic bulk. Bottom fill is a bit of a different animal. It's a three-piece delivery because here you see that you have the piston, which is delivered in a different way, which is separate because you will fill from the bottom here. It is of advantage in every case when you have different filling levels, when you want to vary and not really only to fill the quantity which is the container size. So for the bottom fill, it makes it easier to place the piston in the height you really want to have it. It is perfect for high viscous bulbs because it can be filled very easily, and it's generally an all plastic design coming from the Mega legacy. One thing which is very important too, and we just had a few discussions about this already here on the show, is small packaging. It is a subject which comes up more and more as well for pharmaceutical products, and really this is supporting an active lifestyle. You don't want to carry your 100 or 200 ml container with you and carry it around in your handbag. I think it's not very nice, and it's not very convenient too. So the solution is really to bring a small packaging between 5 and 15 ml. You can put it in the pocket, you can put it in the handbag, and you can really use it very, very nicely. It's not only to support this active lifestyle, but you can see it as well for doctor sampling, for example. That's a very important thing. Treatment initiation, see if somebody really goes positive on the treatment, so you have a small dose of it, or for very short-term treatments, which can happen too for a few days, or maybe if you take 3 times a day a dose, that's what you can do. So that's very helpful. The second thing is what you see is a digital applicator. And basically you have the product coming out here on top of the dispensing. It's a very innovative design. It comes originally really from the Aptar legacy, and it works a little bit like your finger. You can apply it as your finger, but it's more hygienic for sure. And it can be applied directly to the target area as well, so you have a very good reach with it. And it can really be applied very nicely, very smoothly. So innovation in airless dispensing, we talked about R&D, about the effort we are putting in R&D into new products, into new developments and new thinking. And one of these is a self-sealing orifice. And Stefan briefly talked about it a little bit, how an orifice is working and why we need that. So this orifice here, basically you have the product coming through this line here, and then you have the orifice which is closing, basically after you have administered. Why are we doing this? It's first of all, it's a clean dispensing. It's not the most important part, but it's very clean dispensing. The most important thing is it doesn't dry out. So the product has no chance to dry out because it's locked off the air afterwards. And so it protects against not only the drying out, but from environmental impact as well to come, is that something can attack your product. So it's really helpful in that way to have a supplementary protection against outer influences. Another innovation, and I briefly touched on this, is the child-resistant senior-friendly cap, which has been brought into the market last year for the first time, and where we have a first product on the market, public, in the US this year, and which will come on the market as well in Europe in very short time. The approval of the FDA is there, so in fact, here it is the first-to-market solution for semi-solid dispensers, wherever you look around. It's a market-proven technology. It's a push-and-turn technology, which you know from regular child-resistant closures too. And it's certified according to the US and ISO regulations. So you have it approved basically around the world, and you can use it in these markets. And you know that we have developed this because of the increasing regulatory requirements which are coming down the line from North America, but as well for Europe. And this will face as well dermatology. It will not stop somewhere in the range of solids or injectables, but it will come as well for dermatology. So this may be a thought worthwhile. But why are we here? The motto of our discussion here was growing confidence in airless dispensing. And again, when we talk to people in the beauty industry, in the cosmetics industry, they know airless for a long time. And they know what the system can do. In pharma, this is not the case. So we want to make sure that you understand this is a technology which we can apply for pharma too on pharmaceutical standards. And one very important point is here the laboratory service, which we can give you support and where we can give some help. We can give you some help not only for the analytical part, but as well to find you the right device. We have specialists which can support you, which can really work with you to find what you really need and to tailor-make it for you. So look at the different points which we need to look at. These are just some criteria which we will examine at the point when we are going into the discussion on the device you will need. Very important as well, the regulatory support. We touched on this very briefly. At each stage of the development, we are able to support you with the DMF file. We are able to support you on the different data you need for your application. And as well, we want to ensure that your product is coming to the market on the right time, with the right speed, and that you get your support from the packaging material side to really make sure you can get there where you want to go. Technical service, definitely, it's not only regulatory, it's technical support too, which we need to do. Global reach is a very big issue, and we have technicians, we have people around the globe which are here to help you. We can do a few tests here just for giving you some points, filling and snapping test, adapted filling or snapping, global partnership with CMOs. We have in all parts of the world CMOs who are in a position to fill airless, or who are filling airless at this point in all technologies. That means top and bottom fill with self-sealing orifice. So they really know what they are doing, and we can give you these possibilities, these contacts, and we have a network of machine suppliers as well, which work with us as well on a technical level, so that we can support you if you buy a machine, if you think buying a filling line and you want to equip it for airless, we can help there, working as well with the machine suppliers. So that was our presentation. Thank you very much for your time and for coming. It was a pleasure.